headless guitars have some very interesting and useful attributes. Today I'm looking at one current model that might appeal to anyone who doesn't mind playing a guitar that puts function over tradition. This is the Ibanez Q54. I have limited experience with headless guitars, but the ones I've tried have had some very useful features in common. For instance, they've all been small and light. In fact, I was never more tempted to try a headless guitar than when I was doing loads of fly-in shows. A guitar that easily fits in an airplane overhead compartment would relieve a huge amount of stress. Also, they've all had exceptional tuning stability. In fact, today's guitar came to me from nearly 3,000 miles away, and when I pulled it from the box, it was perfectly in tune. Now, it's not hard to understand why. With almost no distance between the string clamp and the nut, well, nothing's going to hang up there. And ditto with the bridge, where there's very little string length between the saddle and the termination point. While people tend to characterize headless guitars as best suited for highly technical playing styles, the Q54 has a neck shape and available range of sounds that really make it well suited for just about any style, so long as you can get past your preconceptions as to what kind of guitar goes with what music. Now, these biases usually have way more to do with what famous guitarist played what than any real advantages or disadvantages. Well, as Johnny Winter proved with his adoption of the Erlewine laser in the 1980s, there's no reason a small headless guitar can't be a great blues guitar. So let's take a look at some specs. Now, the body is Niato, which I believe is fine for this type of guitar. The neck is a three-piece construction, maple with a Babinga centerpiece. And I'm happy about that because, face it, Babinga is just a fun word to say. Moving on, there's a 24-fret roasted bird's eye maple fingerboard with a 25.5-inch scale length and a 12-inch radius. Now, Ibanez calls this profile a Wizard C. And when I hear an Ibanez profile referred to as Wizard, I immediately think thin and flat. But this neck is not that at all. It's really a fairly conventional C shape, neither too thin nor too fat. I think it would be fine for the vast majority of players. The depth measures 0.826 inch or 21 millimeters at the first fret and 0.866 inch or 22 millimeters at the 12th. It's fairly close to the AZ model I reviewed last year and hardly what I'd call a shredder neck. The frets are Jumbo Jescar EBO Gold, which is said to be harder and more durable than conventional nickel-silver frets, but not quite as hard and slippery as stainless steel. To me, they seem to feel very similar to nickel-silver. So if you're after extra durability but prefer that traditional feel, well, these might be a good choice. Now, these pickups are all ceramic magnet units. And while the single coils can be reminiscent of traditional Strat pickups, they really have their own thing going, which I don't consider to be a bad thing at all. Now, Ibanez has been big on giving you a lot of tonal options with their Dynamics switching systems, and this model is no exception. Just as with the AZs I reviewed, there's a lot of very useful sounds on tap. All right, let's go through the pickup settings. With the alter switch off, it behaves just like any other hum single guitar. So the position 1 is going to be the full humbucker. Position 2 is going to be the inner coil of the humbucker and the middle pickup. Position 3 is going to be the middle pickup, of course. Position 4, the middle and neck. And position 5 is the neck. Now with the alter switch engaged, There's no difference in position 1. It's still the full bridge humbucker. But position 2 gives us the inner coil of the bridge humbucker alone. Position 3 will give us the full bridge humbucker and the neck and middle pickups, so they simulate another humbucker. It's kind of like having two humbuckers going at once. Position 4 is the outer coil of the bridge humbucker and the neck pickup. And this is kind of similar to what a Tele does with both pickups engaged. It's kind of that sound. And then position 5 is the neck and middle together, but wired in series, so it'll give a sort of faux humbucker sound. So if versatility is your thing, well, you've got plenty of it here. So let's listen to it in a mix, and then I'll give you my final thoughts. This is a well thought out design, and might just be the thing if you're after a very small, light, ergonomic guitar with rock solid tuning stability. My only real criticism is pretty much the same as all 24 fret guitars with this pickup configuration. The pickups seem to sit pretty close together, and in this case I found it a little hard to avoid hitting the middle pickup with my pick or fingernails from time to time, which, with the metal covers, tends to create an audible click. Not a real big deal and nothing I can't work around, but something to be aware of. You know, I think if I wanted one of these for live use, I might be inclined to go with the dual humbucker model, the Q52. Well, I hope you enjoyed this review and demo of the Ibanez Q54, and my thoughts on headless guitars in general. If so, give this video a like. Subscribe if you haven't yet, and I will see you again very soon.